me 2. Give me 3. Turn me up.
I have one question to ask. Anybody ready to go walk with me?
Yes, sir.
Anybody ready to go walk with me?
Yes, sir.
War time! War time!
You gonna make your name today. You understand?
Yes, sir.
1 clap, 2 clap. How you feel? How you feel? Yeah!
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of our Born to Compete Youth Sports Show. I'm Jenna, this is Alex with you every week. This week we're at the Georgia Dome for a massive event going on behind us, the 2014 Georgia State Kids Wrestling Tournament. This is for the state championship and this is an impressive event behind us.
Man, I don't know if you can't get excited. If your blood isn't pumping right now watching this, something's wrong with you. You don't have a heartbeat. But listen, you're talking about 1,600 athletes. 1,600 athletes from around the state of Georgia have come to compete to see who will be the state champion. You have Jackson Smith, you have Ruffin, Team Minion, the Wrestling Academy, South Paulding. So many kids, so many teams have come here today to see who will be the champion, and we're going to find out. $14 and under, 75-pound division, Ashton versus Nixon. You see Ashton already had a single leg in deep, takes him down to his back as he will go on and win the 75-pound, 14 and under age division for the state championship of Georgia, 8-0. Burdick versus Askew. And this one here, Burdick will show why he's one of the better wrestlers in the state. You see him going in for a single leg, takes his opponent down, gets the 2 points. Then here he'll be on top. Go ahead and turn him, get the back points as he's starting to add on to his total here in the state championship match. And then to end it off, you see he gets a reshoot in, gets into the single. The opponent tries to put a wizard on him, lets it go, goes to a stomach. And there, Burdick will win the state championship 10-0. 14 under, 95 pounds. Potts versus Biting. You see Biting is on the bottom, trying to get out. Gets his 1 point as he will have a lead right now in this close match, 1-0. And then late in the match, Potts is trying to get away. Almost has his escape, but Biting holds on, getting position again to stay in control, and he would end up winning the state championship in a very close match, 1-0. Bates and Smith would have a battle. As you see, Bates tries to get in with a single leg, going from a double leg to a single leg shoot, and then here he's trying to get a fireman in, can't get it, and Smith gets around him, and Smith will end up winning the state championship 3-1.
Okay, so I pushed Alex out of the way. I'm sure most of you won't mind that. Joined now by Coach Mike Ginfala, Team Minion Wrestling. You've obviously been to quite a few of these events. Talk about some of the talent you've seen. I know these kids are young, but they're impressive even at a young age.
We've got some of the best kids in the country, and if you look at Justin Ruffin on the middle school team, he's an 8th grader. By far, I believe, head and shoulders above any middle school wrestler we have in Georgia. He's going to do big, big things at the high school. Jackson Smith, proven national every tournament. He's in the hunt. If he's not winning it, he's finishing second. He's the best kid in the country, I believe, at his weight. Caden McCurry, I mean, the list goes on and on. Logan Ashton, I mean, we're full of kids on our team that are some of the country's best kids. And we weren't that way a while ago. I mean, we had a good group come before us, followed the vice of like Ronnie Milhoff and Tom Mitchell. We just took it to a whole new level. I mean, we took that and accomplished K through 3, 4 through 6, and middle school. So, you know, I feel real good about where Georgia's heading, and I believe what we've done and the parents and their commitment, we've had a hand in this. And the next group of kids you see coming through high school will be because these kids decided 5-6 years ago, we're going to travel, we're going to get their teeth kicked in early on, and then by the time it's all over with, we're going to be doing the kicking. So
I can tell you're excited, Coach. I'm going to let him go. He wants to get back down there on the mats. We appreciate you joining us, and good luck to all your kids.
Thank you, guys.
14 and under division, Maria Kiss versus Brenneman. In the 110-pound division for 14 and under, you see Maria Kiss obviously getting in with a takedown, getting the early lead in the match, and then here again he would go for the double leg, getting it and winning the state championship 11-0. 14 and under, 115, Pilcher versus Hurd. And Pilcher trying to get the reverse. You see Hurd holding on, but Pilcher gets the reverse, and he would end up winning a very good one, 6-0, winning the state championship. 14 and under, 120. The James from South Paulding versus the Sorrow. And you see the James there getting around, gets the 2 points as he would go on and win the state championship 6-0, giving South Paulding Spartans another champion. 14 and under, 125 division, Ruffin versus Madison, and you see Ruffin there is just an absolute beast as he goes in for the double legs, ends up with the single leg, gets the cradle in the standing position, puts his man to his back, and he would end up winning the state championship for the 125 division. Leg Commerce, 130 pound, 14 and under division. Leg goes with a shuck by, puts him on his back, doesn't get the back points, but does get the takedown. Then later on in the match, the greener knows he has to get a takedown, looks in for a shoot, doesn't see room, goes for the head and arm. Leg slips out, and he will win the state championship in a great matchup, 3-1. Carr Wells, 12 and under, 112 pound division. You see here Carr gets in, gets a double leg, gets the takedown, and gets the 2 points. Then here later on in the match, step through over the head, get your back points, as he will end up winning the state championship 11-1. Poma versus Stanbridge, 12 and under, 120 pound division. You see these two just absolutely go at it as Stanbridge here finally gets his feet up under him, turns his hips, gets the throw, puts him on his back, and that's how the period will end as he will be up right now 2-6. Then here late in the match, Poma trying to turn him but cannot. Stanbridge will end up winning the state championship, and hats off to both men as they wrestle very well.
Alex, I have to say, I was impressed with the young man I got to spend some time with this week. Robert Cooper, if you don't know him, you will know him soon, especially after the story we're about to show you. This young man, 6 foot, about 320, give or take, and he looked every bit of it when I caught up with him at South Gwinnett High School. Tell me what you've seen as this kid's grown up over the years.
You know, I tell you what, the best thing about Coop is usually big kids, they have a hard time getting in and out of their stance. He's explosive out of his stance. He engages the lineman, knows how to use his hands. He can drive the block wherever he needs to go, whether it's against the run, against the pass. He has wonderful moves, but I tell you, the best thing he does against the pass is he collapses that pocket into the quarterback's lap. So the quarterback can't step in, deliver the ball. He can't read the field like he needs to. You kind of cut the field off. And Cooper is just that good. He's a smart player. He's a great teammate to his kids, and he's a wonderful kid overall, man. So the sky's the limit for him.
All right, here's our B2C Prime overtime check-in with Robert Cooper.
Yeah, I just love hitting. I'll hit anytime.
That was your introduction to Robert Cooper, and based on what you just heard, be glad you didn't get introduced to him on the football field.
He's obviously he's a big young man, very athletic for a big guy, and he had a great, recreation career, but he's got a ton of potential, but he's got a lot of work to do. He ain't played no high school ball yet.
When 8th grade ended, they said he ain't gonna be easy no more until I get to high school, so that just made me work harder in the off season and work harder in here so I can get ready for the high school Friday nights, hopefully varsity. That's what I'm training for.
As you scan the weight room at South Gwinnett High School in Snellville, Georgia, you probably notice one 8th grader that sticks out from the rest. Big number 56. At 6 foot, over 300 pounds, Cooper already benches over 300 pounds.
Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, me and my dad go out to the park and just run bleachers, and then I be thinking it's over, and then when we get home, we start benching. So my dad just training me to be the best that I am and just keep working. And my dad know I'm gonna have competition when I get to high school, so I'm trying to work to get ready for him.
Well, number one, you got to see where he's at condition-wise, especially a big guy like that. But you got to teach him the game at the high school level, the different systems that you run, those types of things, and then you got to see where they are work ethic-wise. Because a lot of kids that are successful in rec league, they hadn't gone against a whole lot of competition. They're better than everybody else.
Coach Small says Cooper's a kid that's hungry and wants to be good. He's already putting together quite the resume. East Bay 8th grade All-American selection, our Defensive Lineman of the Year at Born to Compete, and a member of the FBU 8th grade National Championship team. Just some of the highlights from this past year for Robert, but that season is in the books.
But when they get to high school, it kind of evens the playing field. So they've got to up their game a little bit. So you got to see, can they compete each day? Can they handle a challenge? Those types of things.
Considering who Robert told me he looks up to on the football field, I think he has a good role model in place to excel at everything Coach Small just mentioned.
Ray Lewis. I was always inspired by him. The way he be getting everybody crunk for the game, he be getting me crunk at home. But the way he be reading the plays and then getting the instruction, I just inspired by him.
Robert has wonderful hands. He knows how to engage the blocker and shed him easily. You see number 56 fires off the ball great. Cooper can play any scheme, and he's a 3-down lineman that demands a double team.
It's always fun to see young people with talent because you know the opportunities that may come for them, and you want to do your job as a coach and as a mentor to help them reach their potential so that they can accomplish the goals that they have.
I've been in South Carolina, but I've been a big fan of Jadeveon Clowney and the way he be destroying the line, getting sacked, so I've been actually looking up to him. And then my dream college, South Carolina.
So his dream school, as of now, is South Carolina. And as a Gamecock alum myself, I hope it stays that way. For now, though, that's our B2C Prime Overtime Check-In with Robert Cooper.
Forrester, Blankenship, 14 and under, 140-pound division. And you see here Forrester would get a throw, putting him on his back, but Blankenship would keep fighting, get the reversal, and both would end the period 2-2. And then here, Forrester with the step back, going to the double leg, stepping through, trying to put Blankenship on his back, but he would end up getting the takedown as he would give himself 2 points and add to his lead in the state championship match. And then this right here, great exchange. As you see both of the men going at it. Forrest tries to get the throw, gets a shuck through, sticks with it, ends up getting the takedown, and he would end up winning the state championship 11-6 in a great match between both men. Three seconds left. McCall versus Allen, 14 under 160-pound division. What is he going to do? Hits him with a Granby, and he forces it to overtime. As Allen and McCall have extra periods, they have to wrestle. And then in overtime, McCall knows he has to turn him to win this match. And what does he do? The state champion, trying to be a two-time state champion, does it, gets the back points, and he would end up winning it in the 160-pound division 8-5 and becoming a two-time state champion. 260-pound division, 14 and under, Robinson versus Bankston. Everybody knows Bankston has won multiple state championships. You see him getting escaped there early, giving him 1 point. And then here Robinson gets away, tying the match up 1-1. Then later in the match, in the third period, Robinson gets a takedown, and he is 9 seconds away from winning the state championship. Bankston has to pull out something big. Goes with a fake shot, gets around him, gets the 2 points with 2 seconds left in the match, and Bankston will add another state championship to his belt. Jones, Skinner, 235-pound, 14 and under division. Skinner will go in for the shot. Bryce Jones keeping his hips low, fighting it off. Eventually he will get around, giving himself the early lead in this state championship match 2-0. Now it's 3-1 in the third period. Late in the third period, Jones is trying to hold on and win the state championship from Peachtree Ridge, and he will pull it off as you see the excitement there, and that is what it's all about. Congratulations to him.
Let's move now to the hardwood. Middle school championships have wrapped up for basketball. AAU is about to start. We know that's going to get cranking here, fast and furious. Tell me what you saw from this middle school season.
You know what I liked about the middle school season? You saw like the talented players play as a team this year. I think that's really what it was, and you saw coaching come into play this year. If you look at Marietta Blue Devils, the girls 8th grade in the Cobb County Junior Basketball Conference, if you look at them, they couldn't beat Sequoia last year. They couldn't beat Creekview last year, but because they moved up and the coach they have over there, Coach Nicole, they were able to do what they need to do to win a championship. Then you look at Gwinnett Basketball League. They're playing well over there. Clayton County, we saw Taylor Sutton down there as one of the better players in the country. So middle school basketball, girls and boys, is alive and well.
Great basketball. We have some great basketball here in the state of Georgia. I got to catch up with a great player this week. His name is Alex Jones. He plays for the Alpharetta Junior Raiders. He is going to be an Alpharetta Real Raider here next season. Tell me what you know about Alex Jones. What you seen from this young man? He's impressive.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite players, man. Awesome kid, first off, great family. But I'll tell you what, Alex runs the point like a quarterback runs his team. I mean, one of the best things about him is, true indeed, he leads the team and everything like that, but where he lays his hat on is defense. I mean, that's his thing, man, and he gets his team going from defense, kind of like Chris Paul, with all the steals and everything, playing the passing lane, man-to-man, or he can play man-to-man or zone, depending on what you ask of him from that team. But he leads his team from a defense standpoint, which helps force turnovers, which keeps the team in the game. If you saw the championship game against, who did they play, Pebblebrook, it didn't go the way the team wanted, but we're just speaking individually here. Nothing's wrong with this. From an individual standpoint, the kid played phenomenal. So, I'm dying to see this piece you have coming up.
Our B2C prime performer right here, Mr. Alex Jones.
Nice. Again. Good.
That is the sound of success. On the hardwood, of course. Alex Jones just wrapped up a stellar middle school career, but there's no time to relax.
Working on my jump shot right now. That's my lowest point going on right now, so gotta work on that, get better at it. I think I play pretty fast pace, been working on switching my speeds up, but it starts on the defensive end, and then that turns into offense for me.
During his 8th grade season as an Alpharetta Junior Raider, Alex averaged 24 points per game with 8 assists and 6 steals, while leading his team to a 36-1 record.
Excellent. One more time.
Distribute, I can score when I need to, get my teammates involved in the game.
Over a 3-year period, Alex and his teammates compiled a 98-7 record with 3 middle school region championships and 2 Final Four appearances. Now, though, it's time to take his game to the next level as he gets ready for high school.
I think just getting used to playing with high schoolers. I've been playing with them for the last 2 years, playing over the summer with them. So just getting used to the game, stronger, bigger kids.
Jones will attend Alpharetta High School, but before that, he'll link back up with the WACG All-Stars. Alex's winning ways have followed him through to AAU, where his 11 and under team won the national championship, and his 12 and under and 13 and under teams both made it to the Final Four, finishing 3rd each year. Jones expects nothing less from this year's team.
Win nationals, so that's the championship game. And just get better, play with my teammates, been playing with them for a few years.
So we know what he can do on the hardwood, but Alex is a force on the football field as well. Over a 3-year middle school period, he compiled 67 touchdowns, rushed for 5,500 yards, picked off 18 passes, and recovered 6 fumbles for a team that went 26-4. Alex may be just as, if not more impressive in the classroom, where he's only received 2 B's his entire life, and was in the President's Club in 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. The time spent on academics and athletics will put Jones in a good position to have his pick of colleges when it comes time, and he already has a couple schools in mind.
North Carolina is my favorite team. My sister went to Duke, so we kind of battle at home. So I like Roy Williams and his program. I also like Rick Pitino, what he does with his guards. He lets them play a little bit.
And play is exactly what this young man can do. Alex Jones, our B2C prime performer.
Nice. Better.
We've talked basketball, we've talked football, we've talked wrestling. It's been a great event we have here. The 2014 Kids State Championship Wrestling was in full effect right behind us, and it was fun to watch.
You know, I'll tell you what, man, 1,600 athletes. I cannot say that no more. 1,600 athletes had a stage to prove their will to win, their will to compete, their will to say, I will dominate you, I will be better than the next man next to me. And it's good to see. It's good to see. What we always say at Born to Compete, man, we can't guarantee wins. Hey, we hope everybody doesn't lose. But one thing we can guarantee is you can go out there and compete. You can give everything you have. So after it's done with, after out here this match, football, basketball, game, whatever it might be, whenever you're done, you're spent and say, I gave everything I had. And that's what these kids are doing out here today. So it's great to see, man. I don't even know what else to say, Jenna.
You had fun, I can tell.
I had fun, man. You see my voice a little bit gone. We've been out here cheering, having a good time. You tell me.
I saw the parents yelling. You were yelling.
I think I yelled at a parent.
Oh, we don't have time for that, Alex. All right, let's wrap up this show. We've enjoyed it here at the Georgia Dome. Appreciate them having us. Born to Compete Youth Sports Show. Alex, Jenna, we'll see you next week. Plenty more stories, plenty more highlights, lots more to come. You stay tuned each and every week.